you're in insurance sales or thinking about stepping into insurance sales, you want to know the four punches that most never see coming. You want to uncover the problems before you get punched with them. And this industry is not unicorns and rainbows. It's unbelievable. It's amazing, but you need to know the punches that are going to come at you so that you can play some defense and be absolutely amazing and profitable by understanding. First off, tip number one, self-doubt is the biggest punch that will take you out. If you're in insurance sales, self-doubt, tip number one, you've got to take to heart, because you're going to take it to the chest and not have a chance of capitalizing if you allow self-doubt, the punch of self-doubt, to put you on the sidelines. And a lot of agents don't see it coming. We jump into this industry maybe thinking, wow, this is just going to be so easy. And then you engage and someone tells you, nope. Or someone says, I changed my mind halfway to your car. Or you made it home and you get that call in face-to-face final expense insurance sales where they say, you know what, we just decided not to do that. Go ahead and tear that check up in the application. We're not going to do anything with you. Self-doubt will take you out, my friends. It takes out more agents than you may know. 90%, I can't even talk today, but 90% of the agent force will fail out. And it's because they didn't see these punches coming. They thought that they could stand, but what they can't stand sometimes is the self-doubt that seeps in like the cold. This will cold cock you hard. It's not good. And you can go from being a success story one day to feeling like you're on suicide watch the next day. It is definitely an environment where you go from being a hero to being a zero on the daily, and you've got to be ready for it. This punch will happen. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, hang on, my friends. It will come for you. And you've got to be financially prepared for that punch of self-doubt when things don't go your way. Things are going to go your way for sure. And when it does, embrace success, because you're going to get socked with the self-doubt punch of the industry. It happens. I want you to be aware of it. So the first punch that most agents don't see coming is self-doubt. You know you can do it, but maybe you're getting your toes run over by the no bus this day. Maybe you're doing final expense telesales, and today you're getting your nose out of the way. That's not the way it's going to stay, but it is something that you're going to feel, and those feelings don't feel great. It's just like getting punched in the face. Does not feel good. May not kill you, but you're not going to like it. So self-doubt, definitely a big punch that a lot of insurance agents can't handle because they weren't prepared for it. So self-doubt, tip number one, that takes out a lot of agents. Tip number two, that takes out a lot of insurance agents, kind of the punch that happens, is when you buy leads. Leads will leave you like running on a wild goose chase. You're trying to take care of their needs. You're trying to take care of their problems 100%, but you're going to feel like you're hunkered down some days when you're knocking doors as a face-to-face final expense agent, and you're trying to get to a place where you can help some person and hopefully make profitability. Profitability happens to those that keep working, hopefully, but it's not guaranteed. 8% in the nation will find tremendous success. You can do this, but you've got to buy leads on the weekly. And if you don't lack belief, you're going to buy a lot of leads. But if you do have belief and a lack of it, you're not going to buy hardly any leads. And you're going to get into an environment where you get punched because you failed to pay for and purchase leads on the weekly. You're not going to win if you don't have a really big amount of people to see. You've got to have leads, and they will, even when you got good leads, leave you on a wild goose chase. They'll make an appointment with you, maybe if you're a face-to-face final expense agent, and you drive all the way there, and then it'll drive you crazy back to self-doubt. When you go knock the door, you're there for your appointment, you're on time, and you get a little sticky note on the door that says, sorry, had to go somewhere, or we changed our mind, we don't want anything. And you'll get worked up on leads sometimes. In the final expense telesales space, you're going to do everything right. And they say, you know what, I really like you. I can't do it today, but call me Friday at 5 o'clock. Call me, Saturday at 3. I really want to do business with you. Wink, wink. And you set yourself up for a no-show. You set yourself up for disappointment. And that's where self-doubt will sabotage your chance for success. That punch is a punch that not everybody sees coming, but you got to buy leads, my friends. You got to buy a lot of them when you're jumping into insurance sales. Leads are the lifeblood of this industry. And yes, some leads are going to leave you with a horrible feeling. Some leads that you speak to will tell you to go somewhere that's not heaven. This does happen, but you've got to purchase leads. And if you want to win, you want the best chance of just being dynamic, you've got to be about purchasing leads on the weekly. Tip number two, take that to heart, but a lot of agents can't take that punch of, oof, I got to get my card out and pay for these leads. Oh, but last week wasn't great. This will get you hurt if you're not buying leads on the weekly. If you want to make the wealth, have the best chance of it, you got to buy leads, and a lot of them. All right. Tip number 3, the punch that a lot of agents don't see coming is going to be one thing, and that's chargebacks. Chargebacks bite. Chargebacks hurt. It's not fun. Chargebacks will happen. Even the most amazing final expense insurance agent with crazy good persistency may have a persistency of around 80%, maybe 85%, like us here at jasonfinalexpense.com. A lot of our agents have insane levels of persistency. This is huge for you because we sell the right way, but chargebacks, even to the best of us, happen. I have chargebacks that happen. If you're jumping into final expense insurance sales, you should chart for around a 20% chargeback ratio, but they will happen. And when you're new, you're like ready to charge hell with a squirt gun. You're going to help a lot of people. And then one little chargeback happens and it's like, oh, it's like we got nailed in the gut. Takes the wind out of your sales because you forgot what your win felt like. You've got to keep your mind on your win, not your temporary, I got my you-know-what whooped today by the chargeback. You've got to keep charging, got to keep charging. If you're using your card to buy leads, keep charging that thing and get your leads so that you can get back to the state of winning. Winning is a habit. So is losing. So when you have a chargeback happen, don't let it keep you from charging into a state of high action. High action, high action, high action is so important to you with insurance sales. Make sure you keep going, keep going. That punch of the chargeback hurts. Not saying it's going to feel good, but if you want to be financially free, you want to find yourself in a place of success, you've got to not wince when it happens. And I said when it happens, not if. It will happen to you in this career if you're doing a good job. So free resources always, by the way, at jasonfinalexpense.com. We do recruit and partner with just powerful agents, and even the most powerful agents gets a chargeback put in their lap. Happens. So don't think that you're just a horrible agent if you get a chargeback. It's part of the industry. A lot of people don't tell you about this hit, though. All right. Tip number 4, a punch that a lot of insurance agents never see coming is a agent that fails out normally is it one that never takes the time to train. They don't think they need training. They think they can just go, okay, blaze trail and figure it out. Agents that don't take the time to get trained, don't take the time to translate the business in a very simple way, they don't normally see success. Agents that get punched hard in this industry are ones that first off have self-doubt. And sometimes you have self-doubt because you didn't train tough enough. You didn't train long enough so that you can stand on your own 2 feet and last in this industry. But self-doubt will seep in, especially if you don't take the time to train. You must practice, you must drill, you must rehearse, you must be ready for the fight of helping these great prospects, saving them the pain and the problems that will happen if you don't do your job. Understand what you do matters, but you must take the time to train from a good trainer. Make sure you vet your trainer. If you're doing final expense telesales, make sure you're learning from people at the top of the food chain. I'm a $1 million roundtable producer personally as well this year, all off my own pen. And we've got men and women in our agency here at jasonfinalexpense.com that I am insanely proud of that are also MDRT agents. This is a big deal. $1 million roundtable producer. Yeah, that didn't come from sitting on our hands. It happened from us helping a lot of people. And I mean, a lot of people take the time to train. The top performers place prioritization on training, practicing, drilling, rehearsing. Every week, they're going to work with good people. Good people work with good people. And if you're flying with a bunch of turd birds, wondering why you're not taking off in your career, may just be because you're not taking the time to get trained, or maybe you didn't get a chance to vet your trainer. Maybe your agency gives you a website, no mentorship. You're not in an environment where anyone knows how to pick up the phone call. You got to schedule calls to get anybody to help you. When you need help, you got to have somebody in the industry that puts their hand up and lifts you up and builds you up and helps you become the beast that you know you are. You're capable of this. You can do this, but you've got to have belief. It's the backbone of this industry, my friends. Self-doubt is a punch that a lot of agents don't see coming. Lack of leads. You don't have enough leads. It's like air in your lungs. You're going to lose your lunch when you don't buy enough leads. Number 2, punch that a lot of agents don't see. They think that, I don't really need leads. Well, that's a scary place to be. Chargebacks, hit, they hurt. No fun. You've got to dig deep. You got to be driving in a place that you just keep charging to go save these people's lives. You sell life insurance, go save their lives for the benefit of their loved ones. They need what you do. Don't ever lose sight of the good you do. And then take the time to train. Agents that normally fail out, they don't train. And there's some agents that do train and then never purchase a lead. That fails them out. Self-doubt also takes out a lot of agents as well. But these are the punches that not everybody sees coming. I hope you make it to that top tier in the nation, that you become an 8% final expense telesales producer, or even a face-to-face annuity producer. If that's you and you need a good work family to call a home and you're like, Jason, I'm just working at a house, free resources, always love to help you. And if you got a topic you'd like me to take up, put them in the comments or reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. I'll help you. I appreciate you. And I hope these punches that you now see with eyes wide open help you attain the wealth in this time-tested and absolutely noble profession. Have a great rest of your day. Be dynamic. Tomorrow is a coming, and I know you're ready. See you soon.